Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday, and welcome to the celebration of the Get It Together Challenge. I'm Teresa Wentland, and it has been an amazing week. I'm excited to share with you here from we are down at a Fiesta Cowboy gathering in Tye Valley, Oregon, and it is so beautiful this morning. I actually slept outside for the first time in a really long time on a mat. I usually glamp, I don't necessarily camp. And so that was a super fun experience. And, that's part of getting it together, is, creating a life around what's most important, um, deciding for yourself the things in your life that you really you think are important to you. And so that's part of what I'm doing. So being able to be out here this today and camping. Hello, Miss Taffy, I have missed you. It's good to see you. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
um, I'm just kind of launching off the conversation this morning. I was sharing I'm out here camping in Tye Valley, Oregon. I am not glamping. I am actually camping, and this is not something I've done for a long time. And I'm gonna rope today, so super excited. You just never know what I'm gonna do. So that's today, and I'm excited for that. And yeah, and I'm excited for this challenge. We had I think 17 or 18 people register for the challenge this week. And I know you were there. And those of you that are maybe not on the Zoom this morning, but just, being part of the group, watching, sometimes that's just the motivation, being in the community and getting it together, right? We need the community sometimes just to kick us in the butt. We were talking on Monday about being feral and a hot mess at the end of the summer. And a lot of us were there, and it's just this opportunity today or this week, to step into getting back to that becoming our best, and choosing that one area of health. So good morning, I see Nan hopping on this morning. Hi, Nan. Hello, hello. So, do you guys want to? I know, Taffy, I'm not, you kind of were out, but anybody out there want to share with us in the comments, like, what was the one thing that you worked on this week, and what are the wins that you're celebrating today? Or you can just share. How about, do you want to share anything this morning, Nan, or is it too early?
It's a little early.
I love it.
The alarm didn't go up. I woke up 4 minutes ago. My hair's still wet. I didn't get a cup of coffee, but I'm here.
Yay! Well, that's the thing, it's a lot of times it's just starting where we are. So, this week was about progress and not perfection. It was about choosing that one area, getting some clarity, because we know that when we have clarity on one area of our life, it carries over into other areas of our life. So it's not about being perfect and doing all the things. We were going to choose one of the 7 areas to focus on this week: spirituality, was it health, fitness, finances, relationships, career, wellness. And for me, actually, it was outside of that. It was technology, but that's probably partially under career. So, like, what is one area you wanted to work on that's been your nemesis? It's the one thing that if you actually did something about it, usually the things that we resist the most are the things that we actually need, that we need to lean into, because those are the things that are usually holding us back. And we know it intuitively, but a lot of times it's like, no, that's just too hard. And so for me this week, it was leaning into technology. I know you were working on some health and fitness this week, Nan. So if anybody else is on here and wants to comment below, what was it that you were working on this week? Because we knew when we made the first thing was making the decision. So we got some clarity, and then it was putting a system in place. Like, did you decide for yourself, was there a time and a place that you were actually going to accomplish whatever it was? Because we know, oh, I'm going to get healthy, or I'm going to meal prep, or I'm going to work on my technology. That's great and wonderful. But did you have a time set aside? And how many minutes? And did you show up for yourself in those times when you said you were going to? Because that's the thing that we know, that I know for myself, is throughout the years, is that saying it and doing it were 2 different things. And the The unworthiness and the self-sabotage comes in when we don't have something to celebrate. So if we had a measurable win, like we knew we were going to show up for ourselves at a certain time for this many minutes and we did that, then we have something measurable to celebrate and win. So putting that system in place was the other thing. Resetting our energy. Oh my gosh, how many of us have energy suckers? Ah, things in our life that are just pulling us, our time, our energy, and our focus. Those loud distractions in our lives that are just sucking the life out of us is, identifying one of those things that we were going to take out of our lives and this week, and then adding something in that actually adds energy. So maybe a podcast, maybe quiet time, maybe reading, maybe taking a walk, whatever it is, but resetting that energy is super important and finding those distractions in our life that are holding us back. Again, distractions are those things that, and I'm listening to a new book, and yesterday he was talking about a distraction is a decision to not show up for yourself. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that you said that. And so we use distractions so we don't have to show up and do the hard things. So I don't have to go on the internet and figure out how to do something new, or how to, slow my energy down and really think about something. Nope, I'll do something easier, or I'll do a distraction, fold the laundry, do the dishes, scroll on my phone. The distraction is easier. It's numbing. And so we will do that because we don't want to show up and do the hard things. So anyway, hope you any hard things, any distractions you got rid of this week, you guys, put them in the chat, share. I'd love to hear because maybe it's something I didn't think about and I'm letting it come up in my life. Um, Connection and accountability. We know that when we make change, when we share it out loud, we're 80% more likely to actually do it. So between sharing it, writing it down, and saying it out loud, these are the ways that we will keep our accountability going. So I hope this week that you found an accountability buddy, you shared it, or even just sharing it in a group. I read through the comments this morning. There was a lot of great shares today. And a lot of people identifying energy suckers in their life and choosing to move themselves forward. So, congratulations. I hope this was helpful for you to, get your crap together because I did it for me as much as I did it for you because this summer has been woo between planning a wedding and having numerous businesses and having a lot of life stuff happening as we all do. It just feels so good. I mean, breathe in structure, organization, feeling like you're moving forward. That just feels good. It makes me jump out of bed in the morning and being in community with you guys. So I'm super excited to get the energy flowing again and the motivation. Good morning, Bree. Welcome, welcome. We are just celebrating. So today is number one, again, not perfection. I don't care if you did one thing this week that was on that list of things. But if you showed up for yourself, you just read the stuff in the Facebook group, you hopped on the Zoom, you attempted, you did some things, give yourself credit. Sometimes, we beat ourselves up. It's like that perfectionist, we have if it's an all or nothing. And what I've learned in my life is celebrating myself for where I am today and loving myself for where I am today. I can't be all the things all the time. And so acknowledging that and knowing that and still knowing that I'm moving forward, even if it's not perfect. Even though perfection, there is no unit of measurement. So just so you know that. But so I just want to encourage you guys to just remember congratulations just for showing up for yourself this week, just for being here. So where do we go from here? Well, today is day 5. We're wrapping it up. We're celebrating and we're saying to ourselves, hey, we got this far. Now what? So, one of the things it's like is once we start something, it's like we can easily like get the motor running and get going. It's the continuum that can be hard. And so today we're going to talk about that. And sometimes for me, it's just that decision and the mental commitment and letting someone know. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to write a statement beginning with, I am becoming what? And so I am becoming very successful and knowledgeable in technology. It doesn't scare me and I can do it. And that is my I am statement. I am no longer gonna be, stuck in fear. I'm gonna have to have somebody else do it. Um, I don't want that's too hard for me. No, I am confident in technology. I can do these things. So that is today is creating that I am statement of whatever your focus was. Years back, I started my health journey. I'll just tell you this quick story. And it was interesting. I still felt after 2 years of health, I had managed to maintain my weight. I lost 30 pounds in 2 months, and I've maintained that for, about 8 years, almost 8 years, hard to believe. But interestingly enough, at 2 years in, I still was riding that yo-yo cycle of, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna gain 5 pounds, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds," and it was just I walked into my house, and it was like it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, what if you just decided that you were healthy? And what if you just decided a certain weight? And I was like, hmm, instead of fighting with it all the time, just make the decision that you are. And I was like, so I choose that I am healthy all the time. I am healthy. I am I am at my optimal weight. I feel great in my own skin. I am strong. That is my mindset now versus, "Oh my gosh, I've gained 5 pounds again. Here we go again. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so hard this time." And all this sabotage and negative behavior that had kept me stuck in a cycle of losing, gaining, throwing my health away is just the decision. So, I'm good at technology today, just so you guys know. Okay, and if you hear me say that I'm not, I want you to call me out because I am good at it. I have to make that decision. Otherwise, you're constantly in that resistance phase of moving yourself forward in whatever the area is that you need to move yourself forward. So that's today. What is it you're good at? What are you now after this week? And are you going to continue in this space? And this is going to declare who you're coming in the fall. And how am I committed to carry this beyond this challenge? Is is it something that I am going to commit to continually? Because we know it takes about 66 days to recreate a habit. And so, get your calendar out and, what's the last day? But if otherwise you're just, gonna be back where you were before. So it's just that mental commitment. We have no idea how much our mind can keep us either held back or moving us forward. So I encourage you this next week to just stay committed. Put it on your calendar somewhere. Like this is my 66th day from the time that we started this challenge, and I'm committed to that, to whatever this small thing is that you chose this week. And know that as you go, you can add more things. Now that you've felt like you've accomplished this week, you can move on to something else. If it was health, maybe this week you're going to work on your finances and get your current reality and go, well, this summer we had a lot of fun, but it's time to get my current reality and get my ducks back in a row this week. And so you can do the same process over this next week and you can add that and start habit stacking on those changes that you want for yourself. So that is my encouragement for day today. And I don't know, Bree, do you have any celebrations? You can put them in the chat below. Anybody in the comments on Facebook? I'm not even looking at Facebook, so I don't know. We'll look at them later if anybody's on live, but or you ladies that are on, I just really want to celebrate this week and any feedback. How did you guys like this? Was this helpful for you to get yourself going again? Yes. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. And, very helpful, Bree said. Okay. Yay. What area were you working on, Bree? Remind me. I can't remember what she said on Monday. Was there any of the days that really stood out to you? Oh, spiritually. Okay. All right. So did you put some systems in place for like daily and doing that? Like quiet time, reading.
So I two things happened this week that were really helpful for me. And one was because I'm type 2 diabetic, and working on that, and because when I quit smoking, I started eating a little more that I shouldn't be eating. So my blood sugars are going crazy. Uh, One thing that really helped me, that it just so happened that this week I had my doctor's appointment to talk about what was going on with my endocrinologist, and got a lot of support from her from what I'm doing, and a lot of different options. The other thing I've been doing is so I'm not wasting so much time and just spinning sometimes. I'm trying to organize my office. You still can't see it, but I'm trying to organize the office. And I'm spending a lot more time out in the shop because that's my happy place.
Mm. Congratulations. Yeah, and I saw you on Facebook yesterday, so I was like, she's having a good week because she's out doing the things that she loves. So, yes. And
Yeah.
that's the big thing about, this is we spend so much time in that space of I need to do this, I need to do that, I should do this, I should do that. And instead of and when we're in that space, do you guys ever feel like it just holds you back because your mind's like, "Oh my gosh, I got to do all these things. I need to do this." Oh, and instead of just going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and doing it, we just let it sit. And it's what I've noticed is when I commit to, okay, this is the top priority. This is what's most important. And I don't really need to do any of those things. You know, think about if you had cancer, is it something you really needed to do? Do you have to do it? I mean, just get it off your plate. It's like, look, it's like walking in your house and there's clutter all over the counter. It's hard for your brain to work when you have all that clutter on the counter, right? And it's hard to go to work and cook dinner and things. I always have to clean the counter first before I start. And that's how our brain works too is, we've got all this need to, have to, shoulds instead of, really stepping into what do I really want to be doing right now? What's really going to move the dial forward for me? And realizing that when we put 80% of our energy towards the things that are really going to move us forward, that we're actually going to move forward. What happens most of the time is we're putting out fires and we're putting a little bit here and 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 really not moving forward. We're kind of just spinning our wheels. And so that's why I really was hoping for this week, the clarity of like understanding when I put 80% of my energy towards the one thing that's really going to make a difference in my life right now, that's glaring that I need to do something like, holy cow, I'm broke. My finances are not going well. And I know it's because I have a spending problem. So when you honor yourself and you step up to the plate and you're like, hey, enough is enough. This week, I'm going to focus just on that 80% of my energy. What is my current reality? What's my debt right now? Okay, how much money am I putting out? How much money am I taking in? And where is the suck? Where's the energy suck of my money right now? And then put some clarity on it and say, okay, I'm going to tighten this in and I'm going to start moving myself forward and putting energy into that. And it feels good even if you don't have a lot of money. It feels good to know where you're at, to know your goals, to know what's coming in, to know what's going out, and know that you can do something about it. It's when you put your head in the sand about things, um, that it gets really hard and it just sucks the life out of you. So I just really hope that this has helped you to see like just putting that energy towards something that's, really going to move you forward. It feels good and that carries over into other areas. So whatever was glaring, I hope you identified it this week and it actually was helpful to move you forward. So where do we go from here? The cool thing is it's kind of have that warm, fuzzy feeling. Woo! We killed a week. We're moving forward. Yeah. That kind of thing. And then tomorrow we wake up and it's like, oh no, I don't want to wake up and eat good food. It's a weekend. I should have bad things. Oh, it's too hard for me to exercise on Saturday. Oh man, there's this craft fair and I think I should just go buy stuff. Even though I don't have any money, I should just go Buy stuff. You hear those voices in our head, those are the distractions that start sucking us back. So, how do we stay going in all of that? How do we shut those distractions and voices down? It's to stay committed to the process. So, here's the number one thing: stay in this community, be part. I just encourage you, we always have stuff going on. Be part of everything that you can that's within your um, financial, but even just within your energy. We will have our membership call next Tuesday at 7 p.m. If you're not part of our membership, I don't know why you're not, because it's amazing. We get together, we have this conversation, we have community, and we are going to be growing together. The last month's conversations was about identifying our personality styles and how we communicate better with other people. Super helpful. We're kind of launching off of that this month. So that's next Tuesday. So you can go to coachtereesa.com and get signed up for your membership. Um, the other next latest and greatest thing that's coming is we have a retreat next weekend. Woo, I'm super excited. We have a handful of people signed up. We still have openings for anybody that like to come, but we just know that life change happens there, transformation. So that is an opportunity. And then our very last 8-week program will be starting September 22nd. So I'm excited for that. It's 8 weeks, and it's called the Becoming series. And it's just like what we did this week, but with a little more in depth. And really diving into how do you make change, and knowing that it does take about 60 days to create new habits. So being together for 8 full weeks really solidifies the process of becoming your best self. It also gives you the confidence to actually dive in and change, and just knowing that you're not alone in all of that. And when it gets hard, you're meeting on Monday again. You can ask questions, you can get support, and you can continue on your journey. So, those are the things that are in front of us over this next little bit. But wherever you are in your life of becoming your best self, I just really encourage you to know that everything that you want is within you. And the only thing that's holding you back from becoming is those distractions, those voices in your head. And aligning yourself in this community was the best thing that you did for yourself. And it was a good start this week to get you moving on getting it together and becoming your best self. So, God bless you guys. Is there any last wins or any thoughts as we leave today? No? Okay. You're so welcome, Bree. All right. We'll see you guys on the next challenge, or in the membership or retreat or 8 weeks or wherever. I can't wait to see you.
Okay, thank you, Teresa.
You're so welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.